All right, Crimson Desert has put out game-changing patch notes, and we are going to go over them right now. We got patch notes version 1.00.03. I believe this is good all over the board, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. In this patch, we've adjusted some gamepad and keyboard mouse controls, increased health restored from food and items, and added new item storage in the Howling Hill camp. Thank you to those who have been playing Crimson Desert and sharing feedback with us. As we mentioned in a previous notice, we have been paying close attention to your experiences across issue reports, videos, live streams, and community discussions. Your feedback has been invaluable to us, and we appreciate the time and care you have taken to share it with us. This patch includes some of the improvements and fixes we are able to prepare first, including changes based on player feedback, like the addition of a storage at Howling Hill Camp for storing your inventory items, and some improvements related to keyboard and mouse controls. However, this is not the end to our control improvements. We will continue to improve both controller and keyboard and mouse controls moving forward. We are currently reviewing various gameplay elements based on your feedback and will roll out further improvements and fixes in subsequent updates. We remain committed to improving Crimson Desert and your experience in Pywell. Thank you once again for your continued support. Details regarding the patch schedule, fixes, and improvements can be found below. Patch 1.00.03 will become available on Xbox, Epic Games Store, and Mac App Store at later times. Please check back at this notice and we'll provide updates on when all the patches for each platform become available. Quest fixed an issue in the Chapter 2 quest reunion where the cat would sometimes stop leading the way. Improved the Chapter 4 quest Mysterious Pot by making the symbol stop briefly when it reaches the correct position while repairing the ancient generator. Fixed an issue in Ternali's request where the quest would not complete if a Becker shield that had already been refined was refined again. Improved the notification to appear when crime status prohibits the quest from progressing. Alright, added content, added more Abyss Nexus across the continent of Pywell to improve fast travel via teleportation. Added the private storage that can be used to store items from your inventory. The private storage is located at the initial temporary lodges in Hernand and at the Howling Hill Camp. Reduced the time required to acquire knowledge. Changed skill observation to be only required once to learn before being able to use it. Adjusted when Force Palm is learned to allow players to use it much earlier in the game. Reduced the number of hits required to log trees. Changed logging so that trees are chopped with basic swings without aiming first. Decreased the QTE difficulty in the arm wrestling minigame and when pinned by an opponent. Improved the visibility of items that can provide knowledge by adding icons and tooltips that show the total number of knowledge acquired. Changed ore veins and collectibles to be discovered automatically when you are within a certain proximity. For regular ores, it's 8 meters. For tools, it's 2 meters. Bonfire, special cooking tools, and a grindstone. Improved skybridge alignment devices in the Abyss to trigger immediately when placed in the correct activation point. Improved the visibility of skybridge alignment devices within the Abyss to make them easier to locate. Improved the visibility of the circuit board attached to Axiom Force to show its lines while being moved. Improved camera movement when aiming a bow at Brazier and adjusted the range for lighting arrows accordingly. Added an indestructible brazier in front of the Lion Crest Watchtower. Improved trading post UI to display Damien, Unka, and Cliff's horses inventory. Added effects for destroying the facilities at enemy strongholds that affects the facility destruction are as followed. Infirmary, wounded enemies are no longer returned to the fight. Storage facility, enemy max health goes down -10%. Barracks facility, enemy attack is down -5. Improved the visuals of certain puzzles for clarity. Increased the health restored by ingredients and food items and added new food to the Hernand Tavern. Increased the lantern's range for detecting clues. Reduced stamina consumption for Nature's Grasp. Fixed an issue where pets would fail to loot items under certain conditions. Changed certain items in Witch's Shop to reset daily. Changed changed the properties of bismuth ore and how it is gathered. Petrification is now applied by default when you approach bismuth ore. Bismuth ore can now be mined using regular methods like a pickaxe rather than requiring lightning damage attacks. Lowered the difficulty of the marksmanship and archery contest minigames. Fixed an issue where the abyss cell's electric field would not disappear. Improved the visibility of the part that needs to be grabbed with axiom force on the skybridge alignment device. Changed Vision to be automatically equipped and play after reading memory fragments with the lantern. Fixed an issue with the ethereal pathway abyss where players could not observe force palm if they did not step onto the abyss nexus. Fixed an issue where stamina was not consumed after a certain quest cutscene. Okay, under controls, improved the response speed of the interaction UI, improved the responsiveness of jump inputs, fixed aiming to target the center of the screen when using a lantern or while unarmed, improved the equipment quick slot so that reselecting your current equipment will stow it, improved the responsiveness of the main menu UI, fixed an intermittent issue where the main menu would not open, improved the responsiveness of character improvement controls, added the following shortcuts to open and close certain menus in inventory, skills, journal, and maps, fixed an issue where the key guide at the bottom right of the screen would not update when using guard or aim, added default control options for guard, aim, side button 1, and evade, side button 2. Changed controls to maintain movement input when using axiom force. Fix an issue where duplicate keys could be assigned in shortcuts and input settings. Fix an issue where certain inputs did not function correctly after changing the shortcuts and input settings. For boss fights and combat, reduced the health and attack of specific enemies and bosses, reduced stamina consumption for blocking attacks, lowered the difficulty of the ambush encounters triggered while heading toward the Reed Devil boss stage, adjusted certain attack patterns for Kurush the Slayer, increased the accumulation of the stun gauge on bosses upon a successful parry, changed boss weakness effects to display even if the player has not acquired the specific knowledge, fixed an issue where comrades remained when entering a boss fight, fixed an issue where fire arrows failed to ignite enemies on hit, fixed an issue where certain bosses fell unnaturally in specific situations, fixed an issue where certain bosses ran away too frequently when hit under specific circumstances, fixed an issue where the blinding flash weakness was not being properly applied to certain enemies. Under graphics and settings, under PlayStation 5 and Xbox, added a toggle for 120 Hz mode within settings. Fixed an issue where settings were not saving correctly after using the default option in the settings menu. Fixed an issue where resolution and upscaling settings were not retained when restarting the game. Fixed an issue where character equipment and cats were visible on the minimum performance or quality settings. Fixed an issue where screen quality appeared abnormal when activating FSR ray regeneration or DLSS ray reconstruction. Fixed an issue where the game screen appeared cut off or misaligned in full screen, windowed, and borderless window modes. Alright, these next four are for Mac specific. Fix an issue where default graphics settings were incorrectly set to cinematic on certain MacBook models. Fix an issue where the game would occasionally crash under specific graphics settings. Fix an issue where the game would occasionally freeze when frame generation was disabled. Fixed a letterbox rendering issue in cutscenes when frame generation was enabled. Fix an issue where the abyss remained visible in specific situations while on the ground. Improved and fixed various visual effects triggered during specific NPC animation. Improved the appearance of the waterfall in the abyss tutorial. Fixed awkward animations that occurred when a character collided with a wagon. Fixed an issue where letterboxing failed to deactivate after a certain cutscene. And under performance, stability, and gameplay, PlayStation 5 specific, fixed an issue where the game would occasionally crash when opening the map menu, and fixed an issue where the game would not launch because dedicated graphics were not recognized in environments using both integrated and dedicated graphics cards. Fixed an issue where graphics cards were not correctly recognized on versions below a specific build of Windows 10. Improved detection for graphics card versions that could not be found. Fixed several stability stability, performance optimization, and crash issues across PC and console platforms. And for Xbox, fixed an issue where gameplay was unavailable while offline. Localization fixed various localization errors and improved localization quality across all languages. For others, fixed an issue where the death and loading sequence were delayed, improved horse behavior to approach the player after being called, fixed an issue where the character would be pushed sideways when using the force palm or stab while against the wall, fixed an issue where DualSense controller vibration failed to function in specific Windows environment. And under known crash issues, which is stuff that they know that is going on and is in the work of being fixed, an issue has been identified where if your investment returns are negative while you have no gold bars deposited in the bank, your total balance becomes 0. Until this issue is fixed, we recommend not using the bank's investment feature if your deposit amount is less than 50 silver or 1 gold bar. We apologize for the inconvenience caused. An issue has been identified where Damien and Unka becomes invisible under certain conditions. If this issue occurs, you can resolve it by switching back to Cliff via ring menu or by saving and reloading. An issue has been identified where the cloud cart cannot be. An issue has been identified where in certain situations, some knowledge can only be acquired after performing observation twice. On Xbox, an issue has been identified where the fishing reel function does not work properly when the invert right stick Y-axis setting is enabled in the device setting. Please note that if you disable this feature, the reel-in function will work normally. In certain situations, the abyss can be seen from the world below, resulting in slight drops in frame rate. During the deferred advance quest, retrying or abandoning the ultimate weapon fight when Black Star's health is depleted causes Black Star's health to not fully recover. Attempting to steal fruit at the back of a stall results in the character becoming unresponsive to controls. When receiving damage while holding a tree, the character can become stuck during the Gregor the Halberd of a Carnage boss fight. If surrounding objects are destroyed at the same time the character dies, the character cannot revive and progress. Under certain conditions, applied settings are not saved after restoring settings. While progressing through some quests, the next objective is not automatically tracked. When using FSR for upscaling, an issue occurs in rainy environments where rain disappears or the screen becomes blurry or distorted. An issue has been identified where the game cannot be launched properly on Xbox, ROG Ally, and Xbox PC. We are currently investigating an issue where Collector's Edition, Steam Edition pre-order purchasers are unable to claim their Ultimate Pack item. Solved. We are currently investigating an issue where Steam pre-order purchasers are unable to claim their pre-order bonus and deluxe pack items. PlayStation 5 and Pro, an issue where using the map menu sometimes resulted in crashes. PlayStation 5 and Pro, an issue has been identified where when switching from another character to Cliff, certain actions and interactions do not function properly. If you save the game at the moment the issue occurs and then load that save file or restart the game, gameplay should return to normal. Alright, that is everything new in this update for Crimson Desert. If you guys want more of this type of content, then be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, share my content with someone you might think will enjoy it. Let them know to like, share, comment, and subscribe as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a good day, good night, and a good morning wherever you're at, and I'll see you in the next one.